Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News at noon starts now.
As the COVID crisis spirals out of control, Governor Whitmer and health officials announced new statewide restrictions.
If for the next 3 weeks everyone takes this seriously and does their part, we'll be in a much stronger position.
A closer look at what she is calling for all of us to do to slow the spread. Meantime, another glimmer of hope as another drug company unveils its preliminary research results. Moderna says its vaccine for coronavirus is nearly 95% effective. Good afternoon. I'm Rhonda Walker. Thank you for joining us. This does top our news this noon. Moderna releasing its early clinical trial data this morning. The drug maker plans to seek FDA authorizations for the immunization after more safety data is gathered later this month. Of the 15,000 participants who received the vaccine, only 5 contracted COVID-19. None became seriously ill. It's the second vaccine in the United States to have a stunningly high success rate. Dr. Anthony Fauci appeared on the Today Show and discussed the scientific progress.
I don't want to get ahead of the FDA, but the data are striking, Savannah. They're really quite impressive. I mean, a 94.5% efficacy. So now we have 2 vaccines that are really quite effective. So I think this is a really strong step forward to where we want to be about getting control of this outbreak.
And you may recall that last week, Pfizer announced that early data shows its vaccine is more than 90% effective against the coronavirus. We have breaking news into our newsroom. Detroit police found this 2-year-old boy crying and alone in the middle of a street. The child was found around 8 o'clock this morning on Asbury Park. This is near Tireman on Detroit's west side. Officers are now asking for everyone's help to find his guardians. We have shared these pictures on clickondetroit.com as well. So if you think you know who this is, please help us get the word out. Right now, the city of Detroit is also holding a news conference on the coronavirus, and this is specific to the city of Detroit. Let's listen in.
The more intense the COVID spread is, and Michigan was starting to turn yellowish, getting more infected as this spread through the Midwest. Here is that same map today. The Midwest is absolutely covered in COVID. The governor didn't take her action because she wanted to get people angry at her. She actually looked at the science and said, I'm going to protect the people of the state of Michigan. And I want to talk about the 7-day positive infection rate, the percentage of people who were tested who came in positive in southeastern Michigan. In the last when I was here on October 21st, what we showed you was the city of Detroit had far and away the lowest infection rate of the state at 2.5%. And at the time I talked about suburban Wayne was at 5, suburban Oakland at 6, suburban Macomb at 8. That what we were seeing was behavior in the surrounding suburbs that in my mind was completely irresponsible. You just drive through into the suburbs, you're seeing people out without masks. In the city of Detroit, by and large, our folks have taken this very, very seriously. And I said at the time, we can't put a wall around our city, but this is the reality of what we're dealing with. When the governor took action yesterday, here's the current infection rate. Detroit's higher at 6.8%. But look what's happening in the surrounding suburbs. Wayne has more than doubled to 12.6, Oakland upwards of 13, and Macomb at 17%. I've been listening to complaints all day from restaurant owners in Detroit, from casinos in Detroit, saying, we've done a great job. We follow the protocols. We don't have outbreaks in our restaurants. We don't have any sign of outbreaks in casinos. Why does the governor's rule have to apply to us? But the reality is she has to treat us as a region. And what I have to say to you is this, there's no question about it. City of Detroit businesses are being shut down now because of irresponsible behavior in the surrounding communities.
That is Mayor Mike Duggan. We will continue to monitor and bring you any new information he provides in later editions of Local 4 News and, of course, on clickondetroit.com. Meantime, we want to get you updated on this new 3-week pause at the coronavirus response from the Governor Whitmer order that will go into effect this Wednesday. It includes remote learning only for all high school and colleges, and the closing of indoor dining services at restaurants and bars, as Mayor Duggan alluded to. Movie theaters and casinos are also closed as of Wednesday. Now, the governor says 13% of tests are coming back positive, and that needs to go down drastically. And Mayor Duggan alluded to that as well. Rod Maloney has more on that with a look at what the governor and the director of the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services are saying this noon. Good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon, Rhonda. You know, the governor has her say. Her director, Robert Gordon, is the guy actually putting out the orders. It's through his department, and about a 100-year-old law that was put into effect because of the Spanish flu that he's operating under now. But they both are singing off of the same song sheet, and that is that masks are vital and that getting together indoors is a bad idea, especially as we head into Thanksgiving. As COVID cases spike across the state, Governor Gretchen Whitmer is back to saying Michigan needs to hunker down, at least for the next 3 weeks.
If for the next 3 weeks everyone takes this seriously and does their part, we'll be in a much stronger position. We're trying to avoid an overarching stay-home order, and that's why this is a targeted, temporary strategy to make sure that we can push the curve down. And if we do, then we'll be able to re-engage some of this.
She's having her Health and Human Services Department shut down indoor dining and bar business, bowling alleys, and requiring an end to in-person learning for high schoolers as of Wednesday. She's also looking for college students to stay away from classes as well. In the meantime, her Health and Human Services Director, Robert Gordon, is saying Michigan is in a very difficult spot and is in need of more social distancing and masks.
Masks are the single most important thing that people can do to block coronavirus transmission, to protect themselves and to protect others. Masks do both, but masks alone are not enough. People also need to be extraordinarily careful when they are inside with people from outside their household. We are seeing huge amounts of transmission associated with indoor gatherings in people's homes and in other settings.
So the health department director says that he is optimistic that if we stick with these guidelines, that in 3 weeks' time, things will have improved and they can maybe loosen some of the guidelines. But they said if it doesn't work, if things get bad, there are larger, tougher cutbacks that would have to be made. So we'll have to see how all that goes. Now, in the meantime, the Michigan Legislature is out of session. It is hunting season, and it's traditional for the legislature not to meet. Governor's been highly critical of that. We're going to be talking about where the governor and the legislature are in terms of whether that law that the governor wanted as it relates to a mask mandate is even possible. We'll talk about that coming up on Local 4 News at 5 o'clock. Reporting live in Southfield, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
All right, Rod, thank you. Meanwhile, there are a lot of mixed reactions to Governor Whitmer's orders, as you heard. And when it comes to schools, some are saying that it doesn't go far enough to protect both teachers and students. Nick Monticelli has that side of the story.
When announcing the take-a-pause COVID restrictions, the governor and public health leaders pointed to high schools and colleges as a main source of community spread.
Of the 200 outbreaks that we are currently investigating among K through 12 students and staff, 49% of them are associated with high schools. Of the total number of individual cases associated with these outbreaks, almost 2/3 of those are associated with high schools.
Why? Illegal parties, unmasked gatherings, and in college, group living situations, all fueling the virus. None of that seems to apply to K-8 students, so the state is allowing them to stay in school, or at least leaving it up to individual districts.
It became clear to us that these congregating older students was inherently more risky in terms of COVID spread than our younger grades.
But the Michigan Education Association disagrees. The president writing, "We do not believe that suspending in-person learning only for older students goes far enough. With the number of new cases setting records daily, we believe it's in the best interest of all students and school employees for in-person learning to be temporarily suspended for all grades." For remote learning, the MEA is also pushing back against districts forcing teachers to teach virtually in their classrooms. Writing, "We also call on districts to immediately cease requiring educators to show up in person in schools to teach virtual classes, in light of the clearly stated goal of conducting work remotely if feasible." Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
All right, Nick, thank you. Today, the Detroit Public Schools Community District shifted back to fully remote learning already. Learning centers are open right now for parents who need childcare. Also, the food, that is going to be distributed twice a week to students while they learn from home. The remote learning plan will stay in effect until January 11th. You can head to clickondetroit.com for all of the new information you need on these new restrictions issued by the health department, and also a more in-depth look at how the changes impact school sports. Congressman Tim Walberg, he reveals that he has the coronavirus. The Tipton Republican issued a statement today, and it reads in part, I received news yesterday that I tested positive for COVID-19. My symptoms are mild and I remain in good spirits. The congressman says that he is in the process of reaching out to individuals that he came in contact with prior to his isolation. And we'll be right back.